Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Here we go. Here we go. Today we're going to be talking about Afghanistan and how Ahmadis are brainwashed to celebrate the death and the suffering of not just Afghanis, of any Muslim. All Muslims who reject Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, the Ahmadiyya community immediately cites the rejection of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. So that's the story, and I'm going to show some tweets and see. So the average Amity is brainwashed. They had me on this point too. I didn't really have the Afghani friends. I in California there's a bunch of Afghanis. I knew them, but I didn't really make good friends with them. And the reason was my dad had always told me Afghanis are cursed people, terrible people. They'll never be. They're going to be made to suffer, and it was all because of the assassination or the court trial and the death penalty that was given to Syed Abdul Latif, who had converted to Ahmadiyya while he was on his way to Hajj. He took money from the government to go to Hajj. Instead of going to Hajj, he goes to Qadian. Now, what's interesting about him is he's the one who told us that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad couldn't say the Ain or the Kaf. Um, so that's interesting. But yeah, and then they claim he was the first martyr. He's not the first martyr. Because in the same book where they're saying he's the first martyr, they're saying another guy was martyred before him, right? A year before him, and that's Mia Abdul Rahman. And it's not even clear where he came from, what he is, or any of that. These guys just sort of came up on the scene. So, oh, we got some comments. All right. You're right. And then if you remember in Palestine, they were saying the same thing about Palestine. They were saying the Palestinians are suffering because they rejected Mirza Ghulam. So this is how they feel about us. They're really nasty people, dirty people. All right. So let me just share the screen here so I can show this essay, right? And things are about to go haywire. Okay, so here we go. And here, let me just do that. So if you need the reference, in 1984, Tazkirat al-Shahadatain, the English translation, that's what we read, right? And then he says because this follower of his was given the death penalty, everyone's going to suffer. So what was his connection? We think Dr. Abdul Sattar Shah was also involved in this some way, somehow. Um, and this in this, I give the story. He came to Qadian in January of 1903, and then he went with Mirza Ghulam Ahmad to a court case. He took him to court. So he's the guy you take to court because he had sway in the government. Now remember, Afghanistan was a puppet government of the British up until 1947. Even after, even now, the British and the Americans have been controlling Afghanistan until like the 70s, the late 70s when the Russians invaded. Basically, they just walked in and took it. It was just easy for the taking. The puppet government America had installed just didn't. It just failed. And then feel free to watch the movie Charlie Wilson's War. I think Tom Hanks is in it. It's a pretty good movie which explains the problem in 1984. And this is why the Khalifa faked asylum, left the country, faked the persecution, because in Afghanistan's this war that could erupt in a nuclear war, and the Iran-Iraq war is also going on in the region within like a 300-mile radius. These two major wars were happening in 1984. So okay, he goes to court with him. Um, then he goes back to Afghanistan, and in June of 1903, that's it. He was executed, given the death penalty. After that, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad says his killing was greater than that of Imam Hussein, which is just disrespectful. And then look, I got the timeline. Feel free to check all this out, and also check out Ahmad Noor Kabuli. He was a follower of Syed Abdul Latif. He was there in Lahore the day Mirza Ghulam Ahmad died. He's got some interesting things to say. And then read Frank Martin, who was an Italian engineer and was a witness to all of this. I've posted it all. And here's some other references that you can check out. All right, and I wanted to post. I wanted to show other. So look, here's from their website. They claim in 1917. They basically claim the first, what is that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 martyrs happened in the capital of Kabul. Now we don't know why these happened in 1917. I think, and then some Molvis of the Ahmadiyya community. I doubt that these are Molvis that were trained up in Qadian. Sometimes they just give people the title of Molvi. Even Mufti Muhammad Sadiq wasn't no Mufti. What school did he graduate from? So okay, then yeah. So I just wanted to show the persecution is fake. It's all fake. And then look, they even got these in Indonesia at the end of like World War II. So ain't no telling what that's even about. But okay, back to the essay. So okay, so now hey, you want to see? You remember this guy Al Mujahid, aka Mobeen? This is the crazy Ahmadi who goes atheist every other week, comes back. So he immediately, when these atrocities are happening in Afghanistan, honestly, we don't know what's happening. It could just be the images that they're releasing, the video that they are releasing. We don't exactly know. Um, it seems ridiculous to think a man could be on a C-17 as it took off and then stay on. It's going like 300, 400 miles an hour, probably faster than that, especially on takeoff. So you're not going to last. Um, so look, he says the prophecy is fulfilled. He's celebrating it. They celebrate the death of Muslims all the time. And then he says here's the background in 1903, whatever. Look, he doesn't even give a reference. Look at that. Doesn't even give a reference. And then the other TikToker, Rabil Ahmad, who doesn't want to have a conversation. Here's the thing. These guys don't want to talk. Not honestly. They want to have you show up, you get 2 minutes, I get 2 minutes, and let's have a competition. What about just talking? What about just saying hello? Let's have a couple. Explain to me what you want to say, and why are you so abrasive and rude? Let's talk about it. Okay, so then Rabil says every prophecy is fulfilled, and he's going back and forth with this guy, and again he's saying, "Oh, you guys mercilessly killed one of ours, and this is why." And look, they're all chiming in. They're all happy about this, very honestly. And then he's trying to say, "No, I'm not rejoicing. It's a prophecy was fulfilled." Yeah, so here's all the proof. Feel free to get the screenshots or check this out directly. And then I had let me stop sharing the screen. Here, you guys want to hear the Khalifa? Yep, and that's true. Anyone. This is what they say about me. I'm going to be punished. I'm going to die a miserable death. This is the things that they say about me. So, right. So, okay, at this point, let me show you what Mirza Masur Ahmad said. So, okay, I'm going to play the audio. Are you guys ready?
सलूक करते हैं तो उसकी वजह से खुद भी जलील हो रहे हैं इस दुनिया में अच्छा बाकी है मसीह के ज़माने में वो हुआ और तो खुदा की नज़र में धुतकारी गई ज़मीन है का देख लो अफगानिस्तान का यही हाल है अभी तक उसके पास से कोई अनरेस्ट है वहाँ कोई सूरत हाल अच्छी नहीं हुई पाकिस्तान का यही हाल है पाकिस्तान में कौन से अगर उतने ज़्यादा रोज़ाना खुद अपने आप को ही मार रहे हैं इकोनॉमिकली बिल्कुल क्रिपल हो गया मतलब ख़त्म हो गया पाकिस्तान हुकूमत कोई नहीं रही दुनिया में टेररिस्ट के नाम से मशहूर हो गए तो यही धुतकारी हुई नजरिया ना वो नबी का कॉल था उनको अल्लाह ने बताया कह दिया लेकिन अमलन यहाँ भी यही हो रहा है हज़रत मसीह अलैहिस्सलाम के साथ जो सलूक करते हैं हज़रत मसीह अलैहिस्सलाम के साथ जो सलूक करते हैं.
Okay, so there you have it. This is what they say, man. This is what they say. This is why my father wants me dead. I got some cousins that are pretending to be cool. They're not really cool. They really, really hate me that much. They're praying for my downfall. And this is a story. Let me tweet this link out, and then let's see who wants to show up. I guess I'll hang out here for a little bit. And yeah. This is the story. These people hate Islam more than anything you could ever imagine. And I figured it out. They're using the same arguments that the Christians were using as they came to uh, British India. Exactly what the Christians said. This is what they're saying. Exactly, almost to the T. So they're using the Christian arguments against us, and they've created a Christianity version of Islam and made it their own. And cool, if that's what you did, you created a Christian version of Islam. Astaghfirullah, nauzubillah. Then do what you got to do, bro. But we don't do stuff like that. Straight up and down. And so let me tell you the rest of what's going on. So it seems like they're using American weapons. You can always find out what someone's motives are based on the type of weapons that they're using. So if someone's using American weapons, they're probably being funded by America. If someone's using Russian weapons, they're probably being funded or driven from Russia. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. So that's how it works. So China is fighting a proxy war. China equals Russia. Period. Um, Russia is fighting America through China, through North Korea, through Central Asia, through wherever, and America is fighting Russia through Israel, through Pakistan. Pakistan is a puppet government. Please understand this. Just the other day, Pakistan had its independence, and everyone celebrating, and then Amnesty say, "Oh, we had a hand in it." Of course, you had a hand in it. You're working with the colonists, with the colonizers. You tried to get the puppet government, and they almost gave it to you. All right. So let's. Hey, Assalamu alaikum, brother. Can you hear me? Okay, and they left just like that. So all right, no worries. I've been going for a few minutes here, and that's all I have. I normally do short videos. I'll be back with another one on Jariullah Qudrat, the brother of Am the Answer. So with that being said, assalamu alaikum and peace out.